Tonight we bring you a very special broadcast, a Black History Month special, Live in Color, with honored guest Jason Weathers, runner, health advocate, as we heighten the awareness of healthy living.
We're so happy to have you again today. It's a blessing just to have you on our program. I'm so excited. I can't tell you how ecstatic I am about today's special guest in the person of and presence of Jason Weathers. And so, Jason, we've heard so much about your event coming up, and I'm excited about that. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in the show. But right now, we just want to talk about Jason Weathers here and introduce him to you. Just a little bit about Jason. Jason Weathers, of course, he's a clinical analyst at Ephraim McDowell Regional Medical Center in Danville, Kentucky. And so Jason is married to Devin Weathers of 13 years, and they are the proud parents to Jayla and Junior Weathers. And so, of course, Jason got into fitness after being diagnosed with high blood pressure over 5 years ago. And so there's no easy fix when it comes to taking control of your health, he says. And it's a lifestyle change, says Jason, that he believed that allowed him to begin his health regimen. Very proud of his accomplishment, and that he completed a half marathon run in December of last year. And of course, Jason is known to say, heal yourself.
In honor of Black History Month, along with a celebration of a family legacy on Restore Living with Roslyn, is coming right up, right after this. Stay with us. We're not just another network, we are the Restore Living Network, from the very heart of Atlanta, from our home to yours. We're changing lives, one broadcast at a time, with the good news of Jesus Christ. It's not just a calling, it's legacy. Follow our weekly broadcast on our YouTube channel, and remember that being you is powerful, and we're a place to call home. Thank you for watching. And now, our Black History Month special, Living in Color, a celebration of a family legacy, continues.
So we want to thank you again for being here. And of course, the reason why we are having you here today is to heighten awareness of healthy living and, of course, staying fit. So, and also it's about your family. The Weathers family sponsoring a 5K run, 1 mile walk coming up next weekend. So, Jason, just kind of tell us about your own personal story and how it relates to this amazing event that's going to be happening, that's being sponsored by the Weathers Family Foundation.
Absolutely. First, I want to say thank you for having me on. I appreciate the opportunity. As you stated, this health journey for me started a little over 5 years ago. There was a free screening at my employer for blood pressure. And upon taking that, it was at the time 160 over 101. Oh, and she remember the nurse took it. She said, "Do you have kidney problems?" I'm like, "No, not that I know of." But she advised that I follow up with primary care because it was extremely high at that time. So I took some steps and started to do things a little bit better just on my own. Fast forward a couple years, I got tired. I was like, let me just go to the doctor. Spoke with the nurse practitioner and was advised that I need to lose weight. I need to lose 20 pounds. That's exactly what she told me. I need to make some lifestyle changes regarding what I eat, physical activity. So I put a plan together, checked out books from the library to learn about the body, what the body needs as far as fasting, resting, different type of foods, drinking water, different things. And I lost 20 pounds. And then I wasn't really, I wanted to go a little further. Just looking at my body, how I was moving. So I went ahead and lost 10 more pounds, and I lost approximately a little bit over 30 pounds. Felt much better. And then after that particular time, I started to take up weight training and running as well. So that's the path that I followed.
So with them telling you that, was it kind of an eye opener for you, and just really made you stop and think like, wow, I'm pretty young. I won't tell your age, but
oh, you're fine. I'm 40. I'll tell him I'm 40. Thank God.
Really.
It did. It was eye-opening to hear a a professional, a nurse practitioner tell you you need to lose 20 pounds. And like never in my life have I ever I didn't even think I was overweight. I mean, I know what I
Right.
look like with my shirt off, but I didn't,
Right.
I didn't think, hey, I'm overweight. But hearing that, I was like, wow, it's a wake up call. I need to do something. And then
Mhm.
when I started to do some activities like as far as like push ups and pull ups, I couldn't do the things I used to do,
Oh,
10 or
right.
15 years, previous. So
Mhm.
it was a wake up call. And I needed it at that moment as well.
And it's good. I won't dwell on that part, but I will tell you a lot of times people have high blood pressure and they don't even know it. I mean, it's silent. I won't say what they say, but
I know it.
you really don't know.
Yep.
And it's some things they may not even feel any kind of symptoms or anything. And that's the thing that today that we're highlighting is the fact that it's so important, even as a young person, because sometimes people think, oh, well, I'm 35, I'm 40, I don't have any issues.
Yeah,
But they may, it's good to get health screenings like you did at your
absolutely.
job. And I know you're so glad that you did as a precaution, or that,
Absolutely.
you think, well, I'll just go and to see how things are. But it turned out that it could have saved, more than likely saved your life. You just never know.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Absolutely.
so we're so proud of that with you. And so I also noticed that you mentioned that your personal mantra is heal yourself. So tell us a little bit about that. I know you talked about heal yourself. And that kind of caught my attention when I began to read over, your bio and everything. What brought that to you, or is that how you lived your life? And tell us a little bit more about healing yourself and what it means to you.
Absolutely. I saw that slogan several years ago.
Hmm.
And when I got into my journey, it was just something that I aligned with it. Uh, and I see that also as being intentional
Hmm.
and being the optimal when it comes to our health, mind, body, and soul. That's how I approach everything. However, right now we're just talking about the body. However, when it says heal yourself, be intentional when it comes to your health.
Hmm.
We be intentional when we do a lot of other things, but if our health isn't right, a lot of other things does not matter.
It,
Especially for us that are parents, we got kiddos that are relying on us, or a spouse, or even maybe a mother or father that is relying on us. If we're not in a position of where we can be or our health is in pretty good status, what good are we? And
that's
then moving a step further, for believers, what good are we for the kingdom?
that is
It,
true.
if we can't, if I'm sensitive to the fact of if someone is born with a condition, there's limitations there. So I'm definitely sensitive to that. But able body, if we got the limbs, we got the mindset to be able to do, we
Hmm.
should be intentional about healing ourselves, not leaving it to the professionals doing it all. Understand the body, get a book, go read, research, talk to someone. I was working with a cardiologist last week regarding a presentation, and I just started asking questions like about heart attacks, like what is happening, what's the blockage, what's this, that, and the other. There's so many resources that we're around and we can use
Yeah,
to be able to heal ourselves. Not
that is
discounting professionals; they're great. I'm glad we have them, but
yeah,
take it a step further and understand and try to understand things so that you can heal yourself.
that's true. I agree because for me, and what you're saying is so really powerful. Uh, First, I like to say, as far as in regard, you talking about, for me, it's like a holistic approach. Mind, you mentioned mind, body, and soul, and that is important because if they're not in alignment, and then if everything in our mind, but everything impacts the other, and they
Absolutely,
all bleed over into our lives, every one of them. But you're talking about mainly about the body in this sense, is that we can heal ourselves. I believe that part of our taking a proactive stance in our lives makes a real difference because we wake up every day and it's a choice. Being healthy really is a choice. What we
absolutely,
eat, our activities, just the little things that we do that maybe we may take for granted, and we can, uh, integrate into our daily activities. Exercise here and there's little things that we can do. And I
right,
know you mentioned about your children. I'm all, this network and this show is all about preserving family legacy, and I'm about family and taking care of ourselves, so that, like you're saying, so we can be around to take care of our children.
absolutely,
And my prayer is that we all have longevity where we can see our grandchildren and be able to, interact even with our families, our children, even now. And I'm so excited and really happy that you took the time to get that, that screening done. And again, you said it made you think about your own children and how that would impact them later on. And so, is there things that you do? I know you said about mind, body, and soul. Are there other things that you do as far as mental or things that maybe we could encourage our viewers with that would help them as far as their health journey that you're doing yourself?
Absolutely. I would definitely always just say, always check with your primary care provider before you start or stop anything. But some of the things I do is intermittent fasting, where I fast between a certain window and then only eat in a certain window. I do a 16-8. So I will fast for 16 hours and then eat in an 8-hour window. I do that sometime about 3 times a week. I've done some meditation before, deep stretching, and then as far as working out, I go to the gym pretty much every day, and of course do runs.
So tell us a little bit more about the runs, because I know you said you're a health advocate, and then of course you're a runner. So can you kind of talk about your running as we kind of a little bit later on the show? We're going to talk about the Weathers Foundation, the 5K run, and the 1 mile walk for everybody. It's open to all. So, but go ahead and tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So the running experience for me, it kind of started. My wife was running. Back when we was dating, she was running like 4 miles every day on the treadmill. She was into it, and here I wasn't doing anything with my health. So fast forward several years, got married, a couple kids, and she got back into running. And she was going to the local park, and she was running 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, if she can do it, I can do it.
Exactly.
So I went and bought some running shoes, went out to the park, and I got like 0.39 of them out, and I was done. I didn't have any more. My breathing wasn't correct. I wasn't landing right. But after that, I got on YouTube and looked up about how to breathe, how to, my pace, different other things when it comes to running. And from there, I just kept going. The furthest that I've ran is 20 miles. I've done that once, just not as a race, but just around town a bunch of times. But my most recent that I signed up for was that half marathon, and that was pretty incredible. It was.
I bet it was an amazing feeling when you were able to complete that run and
it was. It was. And I had my family there cheering, so it meant a lot. It did.
I imagine that. I can just see them cheering you on, and you know what? And then too, the work that you put into it. I'm sure.
Right.
A lot of people. It takes some time and some effort to build up, your body and to be able to run. I'm amazed. You make me want to get out and run a little bit more than what
All right.
Press. And it's wonderful that you and your spouse, you've incorporated it together as a family, and that you all, together as husband and wife and your children, I'm sure.
Right.
I think we have a huge influence on our children. I think
we do. Absolutely.
And your eating habits, kind of tell us a little bit about that too, because I think that plays into it, how we eat and how we, what we put in our bodies. So.
Absolutely. For the most part, eating clean. Try to stay away from processed foods. If it has a shelf life of a couple years, I don't want it. I don't want it. So a lot of fruits and vegetables, lean meats, and just not excessive snacking. Right. That was one thing I was real big on, late night snacking of just stuff. Just because I was up, I thought I had to be eating, but literally giving my digestive system a break from having to break down food all the time. So, for the most part, just staying away from processed. I don't do drive-through type. There's just stuff I let go. I'm not saying if a person does it, it's wrong. It's just those are things that I've adopted, and I feel better that way.
Well, and I know you probably do, because you can tell, I know in my own health journey, as far as trying to take care of, and do exercises that, throughout the day, or just even take an extra, I take the steps, when I'm in the office, I'll go a few flights of steps and rather than getting on the elevator. There's so
Right.
many things that we can, there's
Absolutely.
measures that we can take to improve upon our health and fitness regimen by just incorporating little things throughout the day. So, is there anything you would have to say about that as far as
I
health?
agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Yes. Just and that's a level of intentional. You're being intentional about it. You're saying, "Hey, I could easily have taken the elevator, but let me, take the steps, or I can park my car, a little ways down,
Uh-huh.
and where I can walk, or even walk into the store, depending on the area that a person lives in. It could be things like that where you instead, hey, let's just do this. If you got children or family, hey, let's go to the park and walk. Just different type of things, just to incorporate, to be moving for those that are able to, of course.
Right. And I'm always saying, get off the couch.
Oh, I know it.
I say, so, and I tell people, and it's not as in a joking way, but really, honestly, there's things people can do. Like I said, just get off the sofa and start where you are. Wherever you
Yes.
are, just start small and just
Yes.
keep building on that. And do what you can do. Because I tell
Yes.
people, you have to go to your doctor first, find out if it's okay, if it's safe.
Right.
Everybody they know what their bodies will do, and find
Right.
out from a health professional. I always encourage people to do that.
I'm sorry. I wanted to point one thing out. You mentioned something in it. It reminded me that when I lost my 30 pounds, that was just from home workout. I had not even signed up at a gym. I was getting up, I think it was 6 o'clock in the morning. I was going downstairs. We was in a different place that we live now. And I would just go down there and spend an hour and just do, I think I had a jump rope, we had a treadmill, and just using what we had. So as you mentioned, hey, just wherever you're starting from, just start there. Don't try to go way out here and think you have to have memberships and things. You can use, maybe what you have in your house or outside, and absolutely.
And like you're saying, get outside, go for a walk, or don't feel like, for me, I didn't feel like I need to compete with anybody but myself. I can
Absolutely.
I I measure myself by what I'm able to do, and
Mhm.
then once I do that, then I don't try to push it any further. And I always tell people, listen to your body. That's the main.
Yes.
If there's little things that's going on that you notice that is different, uh, just be aware. And that's the main thing about this show today is about bringing awareness to people about the importance of their health and really thinking about it. It's a daily thing to really think about what they can do to really make impact, not only on themselves.
We're celebrating Black History all month long as we continue a family legacy. We got more coming right up after this. Stay with us. We're keepers of the dream with vision, voice, and legacy as we carry the torch in celebration of Black History Month and preserving a family legacy with a 5K run. The 5K event is happening on February 25th, 2023 at 10 a.m. Millennium Park, Danville, Kentucky. Register today. All proceeds go to the local Salvation Army. We're all encouraged to live in color. You don't want to miss it. This event is sponsored by the Weathers Family Foundation.
And so,
Absolutely.
other question I have for you is, what can families do in order to shape the future of their family's health history? And I know one of the things is learning about their family history.
Yeah.
And so, how do you feel about that?
I agree. Like you said, understanding your family history. If you see a trend, that's definitely something to look at. Those are indicators.
Mhm.
And with that, you look at what lifestyle changes, or what is their lifestyle. What has been the lifestyle of my grandparents, my parents. Those. If I see a pattern, and then I also see a pattern with medical diagnosis,
Yes.
there's a good chance there could be some. They could be related. So, definitely looking at that. And then as far as just being an example for those that are, like in my case, having children, just be an example.
Yes.
And I mean, if they see that me and Devin, or Devin's my wife, if they see me and Devin going to the gym constantly, we're outside, we're playing with them, I'm shooting ball with them after work, we're playing soccer, you know, they're going to do it. They're going to eventually. I might have to bribe them in the beginning, but eventually it will become almost like a habit. Is they want to go outside. My son, he's playing on a couple soccer teams now. My daughter, she's done gymnastics. She started swimming before, so it's like they want to be active.
Yes. And children, I think they go by more of what they see than
Absolutely.
what they hear.
Absolutely.
So if you think that you're already involved, now, and as they're younger, you being young and then growing up, they'll see that, like it's just become a normal part of their life. For me, I had to also make like changes in the way I eat because I came from the country. We had simple food. We all
know.
Not knocking it, but people don't know that you can still eat some of your favorite foods. It's just eat it in moderation. But even with that, I just try to. I don't eat a lot of I don't eat salt and a lot of sugar and all that kind of things. But it's just the little things that we can make a difference in how we eat and what we eat. It's just
absolutely
things in moderation. I'm not saying every day because I doubt. But,
right. Yeah.
Not to make anybody feel bad. It's just
I got you. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And just really think the conscious choice every day about what we have in that refrigerator really does make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Jason, before we close out in a few minutes, can you tell us a little bit about the Weathers Foundation and the event coming up next weekend, and really what's prompted you to come together as a family, and tell us a little bit about the foundation and about the event coming up next weekend.
Sure. The foundation that came up a little bit after my older sister Yolanda passed. Unfortunately, Yolanda passed from a stroke, a very bad stroke. And afterwards, we spoke about having a foundation to just bring awareness to her condition and just being available to give back to the community in some form and fashion. And it may look different depending on the event or situation that is presented to us. Last year, we did a scholarship for one of the schools here, as far as from a Weathers Foundation, and we were leaving a 5K event, me and my brother and I, and we started talking about, hey, we should do something for Black History Month. And I was like, we probably could pull off a 5K. And then I immediately was thinking, hey, who could we give these proceeds to? Let's partner with somebody. So had a call with the lieutenants at the Salvation Army. They were on board. We're excited. I partnered with a group called Race Rise that will be handling a lot of like the registration process, the timing of the bibs that you wear and things like that. And from there, it just took off. As of this morning, we got 119 people registered.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So I hope it really be, I'm sure it'll probably become an annual thing. I'm just so proud of you and the time, and it just seemed like it just came together so quickly. And then I think you said it's open to the community, to all, as a matter. I know it's Black History Month, and as we're celebrating as well on Restore with Roslyn show, you said it's open to all. So that's what it's all about. Go ahead. You want to share about?
Absolutely. It is definitely open to everyone. It's, of course, in Danville, Kentucky, but it's definitely open to everyone in our Danville, Kentucky area, the surrounding counties and cities. We've had some people registered from Lexington, Louisville, trying to think of maybe some other areas I can't think right off, but it's open. The event is taking place on February the 25th, starting at 10 o'clock a.m. It will start with the 5K, and then maybe about 5 or 10 minutes later, we'll start the 1 mile walk. So we'll get all the 5K runners and walkers out of the way, and then we'll do the 1 mile walk for those that want to do that as well.
Can anyone donate to your cause if they wish to? I know you said all proceeds were going to Salvation Army. Is there any way if people want to, as businesses, or if they want to donate or sponsor, is there information for them as well?
Sure. So we have several sponsors that have assisted, and we're very appreciative of that. And we've got their names, of course, on the website. But as far as donations, yes, we're still accepting donations. To get to the site, you will go to runsignup.com, runsignup.com, and there's an area, and it says find a race. in that field, if you will fill out Black History Month 5K, and you'll see the one for Danville, Kentucky. There's only 3 right in there, but the one for Danville, Kentucky, and click on that, and it will take you to the website and the event that we're having. And there is a area there if you would like to donate. And all, like I said, in all proceeds, anything that's left over. Of course, we have to pay for a lot of the shirts and some other race type things, but anything that's left over will be going to the Salvation Army.
Well, Jason, I'm so proud again of all the things that the Weathers Family Foundation is doing in regards to health awareness and about family. And I believe that it's a family legacy here that you have started and are continuing. As I said in the ad the other day, is that it's about carrying that torch of freedom and about a legacy. You continuing a family legacy, and it's beautiful. And just to hear what you said today, I've been encouraged, and I believe that our viewers have been encouraged as well. And so again, we will have the information posted, and if you want to donate or if you want to reach out to Jason through the information provided here, we encourage you to do so. And for those who are in the area, if you or who wish to be a part of it, is it still time? Do they still have a little bit of time?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not doing an early cutoff. Registration will be open until the day of the event on the 25th. So absolutely, it will still be open.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for being a part of our program today. We're so happy, and we wish you well in your event. God bless. We'll see you again soon. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching Live in Color, a Black History Month special on the Restore Living with Roslyn show. And from the very heart of Atlanta, from all of us here at the Restore Living with Roslyn show, thank you for watching. The Restored Living with Roslyn show was birthed from the very heart of Atlanta, a place where it all began, a place with rich historical roots. It's a place where those that prayed for us 50 years before we came on the scene. So we're here and we're on. We must understand that there's a larger set of footprints that's guiding this organization. It's rooted in purpose. It's not just another show or another program to fill the space, but it's leading to a greater place. Embrace it, uplift it, because it's legacy. It's a calling.